Yo, what is going on, everybody? Hello, happy Thursday. It is Thursday, DEC Peg, DC to Peg Hype Train Day. I don't know, I was just coming up with a funny title. So for anybody who's jumping in here thinking that we're going to talk about DEC actually getting to Peg, we might. The good thing is that it is higher than it's traditionally been. We're in the upper 700 Splintoshi range. And, it's holding its value. SPS is holding up quite well. So I figure, it's a good time. Give me 1 second here. Just trying to make sure everything is working as intended. There we go. But let's see. So Bitcoin crossed 59K last night, if I saw my notifications correctly. And then, it's still been struggling. We're at 58K. It's a new stablecoin. Remember when it was a stablecoin at 25 and now it's a stablecoin at 50, right? It was at 25K for all of 2023. And then now it's just been in the 50, 60 range pretty much this entire year, or at least what it's felt like since for the last, been more than 6 months. It's been 8 months since the launch of the ETFs. Yeah, January to September. Oh my gosh, it might even be almost exactly 8 months. So, that's where we are. I don't know where Bitcoin's going to be tomorrow or next year, but you know how I feel about it. ETH, struggling. The rest of the market kind of struggling too, but I don't think alts really are going to fly until we see Bitcoin hitting some new all-time highs. But overall, as I said earlier, vouchers remaining above, as I was saying earlier, we are seeing relative strength in the Splinterlens ecosystem, again, just with the tokens. Now, here's the reason I say relative strength is because generally, right, outside of DEC, actually, no, including DEC, everything is highly inflationary right now, right? And despite that, and despite, even dips in the market overall, I've been most impressed with SPS. It actually goes to show that I think a lot of the tokens are now sitting in strong hands, right? Or diamond hands. And I'm not even going to get into the meme because if people want to sell, that's fine. I'm not going to call you paper hands or weak hands, right? The thing is, a lot of the folks that may have been extracting a lot of the bot farm accounts, right, which we know have been since been shut offline based on what we can track, that played a bigger role than I think people realize. That played a huge role this past summer when all the bot farms decided to go offline following the wild season pass. And now that they're no longer selling SPS, the SPS sales are not that low. Sorry, they're not that high. The selling pressure is not that high. Not high enough to counteract whatever the buying pressure is, meaning that we kind of stay in this equilibrium about 0.007 cents. So I'm actually quite happy about that. I don't want to go out on a limb here and say that SPS is oversold, but part of me believes that could be true. And again, none of this is financial advice. I'm only saying that in the sense where we had a bunch of accounts exit, right? And they needed that liquidity. They just left the game. And so here we are now where, again, hopefully we don't hit a new all-time low, but the, it's a good situation. Now, DEC, on the other hand, we have seen, as low as in the low 600 range. And then we were around the 700 range for a very, very long time. And when I say 700, I mean the bottom, right? 700. Whereas now, with this new Hall of Legends promo card launch, we are seeing a rise. Significant rise, about a 10% rise from 700 to 770. And I think that we're on our way. Now, granted, the one thing about DEC that still scares me to not death, but it still concerns me. Let's not be hyperbolic here. Is the fact that there are so many cards out there. There are so many reward cards, maybe even some Chaos Legion cards that we're selling for below peg, right? Below their burn value. And I can imagine that the higher DEC goes, the more resistance it faces because people will take their profit from that, right? And I don't blame people. I've made that trade in the past, and that was a fun trade because it's you just buy a bunch of cards, you just rent them out, for whatever, and then all of a sudden DEC goes back or close to peg, and you don't even have to sell the cards. You just burn them for DEC, dump that on the marketplace, and you walk away. Like you don't need to find a buyer because you just dump it on the marketplace. So that's what I anticipate we will see and struggle with for a while, just because there's still so many cards out there. But it depends on who's holding them. It depends on who wants to buy them, because that's the other thing, right? So this could be potentially offset, because I don't know that we're going to, I don't know that DC is going back to peg like right away. But, over the course of this Hall of Legends thing, over the course of the ending of the Rebellion sale, right? So I'm talking about between now and December, between now and January of next year, I think we could really make some moves. But that's also, as I was saying earlier, going to absorb a lot of the burning of cards for DEC. Now, the good thing is that has a finite amount, right? And it's more finite in a way than SPS is. And what I mean by that is, like, there's only a certain amount of cards out there, right? We can only burn so many cards and then we're done. SPS, on the other hand, we can burn, I know there's only a certain amount of SPS, but the higher SPS goes in value, we can burn exponentially more DEC from that, right? Or we can mint more DEC from that. So cards, and this is why I'm really happy with the way the Soulbound thing has worked out, because it's essentially become a DEC stink rather than a DEC faucet. And the only time we're going to get a DEC faucet from cards is when players decide to buy cards from the team. And for the most part, outside of Chaos Legion, I don't think anybody's burning the Rebellion cards. And even with Chaos Legion, there's only a few cards that are actually going for below their burn value. I mean, either way, maybe there's a bunch of cards going for below their burn value. But either way, that's finite. From here on out, I don't think people are going to be burning a ton of cards, right? Rebellion onwards. So in a way, that makes me much more. I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm struggling with words today. I feel much more secure about that for the future. Again, long-term play. I'm talking about years, not months. And then vouchers, of course. It's nice to see vouchers hanging around a penny, staying above a penny, which is important. Mana Warden is the card that you can go and get currently. Unfortunately, this was with the snafu that happened, right? With the LP exploit that happened. That really put a damper on this whole thing. Not that I think that vouchers should or would be significantly higher, but we would have seen a much like the market would have found a very different equilibrium. I don't think these card prices, right? Let's see. Did I win? Look at this. I'm in diamond facing off against a silver level deck. Gotta love it. Hold on. I want to watch. But to finish my point before I do that, what I'm trying to say is, I don't think that, oh gosh, I lost my train of thought. I don't think that Mana Warden would be going for like less than 30 cents. Or if it was, it would be going for slightly less. And there wouldn't be a ton of BCX the way that we saw it, like 21, 22. But even Mana Warden, I checked this morning, and we'll go check it after this. I saw that the floor price had come up to like, I don't remember now, 24 cents or something like that. Don't quote me on it, but let's see. All right. What are we doing here? Cool. Boom. I mean, we should win handily, but I also don't know how this is going to go. Ouch. Oh, huge miss there. That was a massive miss. All right, he's ready. Do your thing. All right. A little bit closer than I would have liked, but still. I'll take it. 5 SPS for just Soulbound cards. All right, so let me check Mana Warden, then I promise I'm going to get to the chat, because you guys are lively today, and I love it. I'm going to try and get to all of that. And you guys have been, thank you for everybody who's been leaving comments on the videos, too. I know that it's like, I always say this, and I genuinely mean it. It just gets so difficult to keep up with all of the comments that come through. And I'm just glad that I'm able to do these live streams more so that people can, come and hang out in real time. Yeah, so here we go. 24 cents. 24 cents. And the one thing that I was doing was checking how many BCX. And I think we've seen more BCX pop online. I made a video a while back and I was like, oh, maybe this is it. But then I think a lot of folks started to sell or maybe combine cards or whatever the case was. So come on. Just trying to get to 30 cents here. And really, it should be like 27 cents because there's that 10% premium or that, tax or fee when you sell your vouchers. So here we go. So everything 30 cents and below per BCX, about 1900. 1900. Like that's, I think a lot of folks got away with grabbing really cheap vouchers, redeemed them for this card, either had extras of the cards or just decided to sell a bunch. And that's what it is. All right. Let me jump into the chat now because we got some folks here. So Gathering the Magic. Hello all. Hope everyone is having a great one. Thanks, man. You too. Hope all is well. Jumped into my first LP. Let's see how it goes. DEC voucher pool. Anyone in it, and how are your results? I mean, I've thrown a little bit into the LPs, but not a significant amount. Let's go over here. Whoops. Pools. Oh, I guess I have 0.02 of the pools, but I think that number is incorrect because I have nothing in the SPS B&B pool and it says I have 0.23. I have nothing in the swap.hive pool and it says I have 0.07. So these numbers are probably incorrect, but that being said, let's see how much do I have in here. That first day, actually, you know what? I think there's video. Hold on. Give me 1 second, guys. I believe that first day that this went live, I was live streaming. So there's video evidence that I put about 100 vouchers into the mix. So this will actually be a good thing to track because I have not touched it since. I have not put anything in. I have not taken anything out. Yet here I am now with 147 vouchers and the equivalent amount of DEC. But keep in mind that 100 vouchers at that time was probably super cheap because of the way that the exploit was going. So I don't know if I came out ahead or if I came out behind. Maybe I came out ahead. Oh, I probably, you know what? I mean, considering that I put it in during the time that the exploit was happening, I probably came out ahead, like a lot, because I guess 100 vouchers at that time should have been like 1,000 DEC. But my guess is if I go back and check it, it wasn't even close to being 1,000 DEC. It was probably significantly less. But either way, vouchers, here I am now sitting on 147 vouchers, about 2,000 DEC. Let's see, 24-hour trade activity is $181. Wow. That's crazy. Hold up. How much is grain that high? There's no way grain's that high. Oh, grain's 110. See, I can't trust the 30-day activity for voucher DEC because that stuff was exploited hell. Like this says $32,000 over the past 30 days, of which it's not even a full 30 days, but the prices were all out of whack. But this is interesting. Hold on. Okay, so let's assume there's an average of about $180, right? 180 bucks. I'm just trying to calculate the APR for you guys. 180 bucks times 10%. Actually, no, 180 times 0.05 because 5% gets burned, 5% goes to holders. Divided by 16,327 is your daily percentage rate times 365. Your APR is 20% on this pool. Hey, check that out. Isn't that something? 20% is not bad. I mean, all things considered, when you compare it to some of the other pools here, 9%, 15, 14, 20. That DEC voucher pool actually gets quite a bit of traction. I know that I contribute to it every single day because I can now sell my vouchers again. So that's super fun. All right. Let's see what else folks are saying. Bananas is here. I think we're going to have a bird flu, Mpox, World War III, aliens, Civil War, and dogs and cats living together all at the same time. I thought you were going to comment on the dogs and cats eating each other. Or people eating them. All right, so let's see. Bird flu, Mpox, World War III, aliens, Civil War, and dogs and cats living together. We should play a game here. All right, everybody, pick your favorite 2. Or pick your most likely 2 to happen over the next year. Mpox, World War III, Aliens, Civil War. I mean, because this is a tough one, right? This is like the there's a lot of good ones in there. All right, everybody, throw it in the chat. I'm curious. I'm gonna really limit you here because I want you to pick 2: Mpox, World War III, or sorry, bird flu, Mpox, World War III, Aliens, Civil War, and dogs and cats living together. Okay, I'm gonna go with definitely Aliens, 100% Aliens. But see, this is where it gets tough. The second one, because there's so many good options, right? World War III, Civil War, bird flu, Mpox. I mean, this is why I'm trying to limit you guys to 2. All right, so I'm going with Aliens as number 1. I mean, not number 1, but the first one. And damn, I don't know. You know, when I look at the war stuff, it's like it really just depends on the election. If one side wins, I think we go to World War III. If the other side wins, I think we go to Civil War. Or maybe it happens to both. I don't know. I think the bird flu Mpox stuff, I think people are over it for the most part. So maybe we have it, but then people don't care. All right, you know what? I'm going to stop thinking out loud here. I'm going to go with Aliens and dogs and cats. No, I'm just kidding. Aliens and man, what? Aliens in World War III. Sadly, I know, guys. We're just joking, right? So nobody take this seriously. Not trying to be insensitive to whatever this implies. But if you guys, so I'm in reference to the aliens thing. I am reading or listening to a book right now called Imminent by Lou. Oh gosh, I forgot his name. Let me check. But he did it's funny because I actually heard about this through not your usual things, but Matthew Pines did an interview on what Bitcoin did back in July, end of July. And he's always talked, like a year ago, he was on talking about like the alien stuff too, and essentially like disclosure, right? Like what's going to come out of it. And a lot of it's more so the government policies that are starting to open up as people, I don't know. It's just fascinating. So if you guys want or are interested, like I said, I'm currently listening to the book on Spotify. So if you have a Spotify premium membership, it is there. Imminent: Inside the Pentagon's Hunt for UFOs by Luis Elizondo. So check it out. I don't know if it's real or not. I just know that it is entertaining to listen to. And I did watch his thing on Rogan. Again, just fascinating. So for anybody who's into the alien stuff, whether you take it seriously or not, I'm not here to judge. I'm just curious. It's just fun for me to go with. All right. Luke is in the house. Let's go. Supreme Victory Network discussing Splinterlands is here with some hype. My path to fire. Man, are we going to fire this bull run? That's the question. Are you going to put yourself in a position to fire? DEC PAMP ongoing. It's going. Bot farms are just on hiatus, says Bananas. You know, I think the same thing too, actually. I think that the bot farms will come online the moment it is profitable to do so. But here's the cool part. And I don't mean this as like a negative necessarily. It's just a fact of life. If the bots are going to come back online, it will only happen at a point in time in which I think players will also be incentivized to come in and check out the game. So at this point in time, yes, they have been disincentivized, which is great. But SPS goes to 2-3 cents, and all of a sudden that wild season pass is very much worth paying. Not just for bots, but for anybody that wants to come into the game. And then all of us need to go on YouTube, Twitter, or X, Reddit, wherever it is that you decide to spend your social media time, and scream from the mountaintops about how much money people in this game are making, because it will get stupid, right? It will get stupidly high if SPS starts to hit some interesting numbers. And again, that could just be a couple cents. Hamid, what's going on? When SPS to $1? I don't know, man. You know, I play it very conservatively. on this channel and just, on any kind of like public thing here. But the truth is that I want us to get to $1 SPS. I just can't sit here and be like, guys, we're going to do it. Like, that's not, one, that's not responsible. Two, that's a little like, I wouldn't feel comfortable thinking that right to myself and saying it out loud. But the truth of the matter is this is why I'm so concerned with how much SPS are we burning at these lower levels, because the more SPS that we burn, or aka the less SPS in circulating supply. I'm looking at this from a market cap perspective, right? I do these market cap comparisons with a lot of other top projects because I do believe in the team's ability to get some marketing done. And even if they're not great at marketing, I think the game can market itself if the market picks up. Sorry, that's very confusing. But if the crypto market, right, if the Bitcoin bull run picks up, I think the game will be able to market itself effectively in the same way that it did in 2021 without anybody knowing anything about it. It's just people were making stupid amounts of money. So everybody was telling their friend and their mom about it. And if we can get to that point again, where assets for a period of time are still relatively cheap and the rewards are stupidly high, you're going to get folks coming in to check out the game one way or another, right? Doesn't matter how much we're paying some agency. If that happens, if you can get the tokens right, and this is why I've always been big on this, the biggest marketing, or the best marketing this game can do, is a gigantic green candle for SPS. Just think about the fact, that SPS is, what's that called? I lost my train of thought. Let's move on. All right, so now sorry, I saw somebody text me and then I got distracted. So very much a squirrel moment. Now we should buy cards as cost less DEC. Cardflation out of control. Well, see, actually, I don't believe this anymore. Cards are a highly inflated asset. Don't get me wrong. And as an asset class, I've always said cards are inflationary, right? As an asset class, cards are inflationary, which is why I don't like to look at them as quote unquote investments. But again, none of this is financial advice. It's not a financial channel. It's just a gaming channel. But at the same time, I'm really happy with the way that the reward card system has come about now, where we've actually made it somewhat, not cards, but we've made the cards a net positive to the ecosystem. So we have a bunch of cards that are coming out, but in order for them to actually hit the marketplace, we burn a ton of DEC, which impacts SPS, right, in the long run. That being said, somebody will always be able to come in and use a minimal amount of cards to play the game. And depending on how good they are with those, depending on how much, not win trading, but just like ratings inflation there is, depending on how much, other stuff that's going on within the game, how high the price of SPS is, how much SPS stake that they have, they'll be able to earn something with minimal cards. And so that's why it's like, to me, the wild season permit was super important. But it's like, I do think that there can be a virtuous time where everybody's just earning a ton of capital because more and more players are coming in. But let's be real about this. None of that is sustainable at super high levels, right? And I don't mean to call it like a Ponzi scheme, but that's essentially what happens when there is a certain when there's a bubble, right? A lot of the folks that are coming in are essentially helping to create that exit liquidity at the top. So all of a sudden SPS gets to, I don't know, let's say 20 cents or something, right? Again, I have no idea, but let's say it gets to 20 cents and everybody's like freaking the hell out. And they're like, oh, we need to get, everybody's coming into the game. Now all of a sudden you have 30,000 new accounts that are coming online and paying the wild season pass. And we're burning hundreds of millions of DEC every season. And we're burning a ton of SPS to cover that. And all of a sudden, like at some point, somebody starts to take profit, right? And when that happens, I don't know what it looks like, but it's not, it's not pretty. Now, the hope is that whatever ends up happening in this upcoming bull run that will eventually, get super frothy and bubble out, it won't be as bad as last time. And my hope for that is, well, one, you're going to have more people that will probably be sticking around. And number two, the DEC burn mechanism was outrageous last time, and we were minting so much. We could potentially do that again. And this is what I was talking about earlier, where it's just like, yo, you could burn right now. You have to burn, over 100 SPS to get $1 worth of DEC. SPS gets to, 20 cents. All of a sudden, you're burning 5 SPS. So people, I think, will become very liberal with the amount of SPS that they start burning, because it's not that much SPS, but you're still minting this, same amount of DEC. And so we could end up with more. But all in all, I don't think the big difference is that the demand for holding DEC shouldn't, in theory, go away. And what I mean by that is, last time we had the airdrop, which had a 365-day time limit. We all knew it was going to end in, January or July of 2022, right? And everybody was going to be the one to sell first, right? Everybody was like, oh, I'm going to start selling a week before. No, 2 weeks before. No, a month before. We don't necessarily have that this time around. Now, you could look at something like Land, which is holding on to a 1.5 billion DEC, and think like, oh, shoot, like if Land fails and people just, some whale decides to quit and liquidates, several, 100 million DEC, that would suck. But there's no mechanism that would really, there's no like pre-planned mechanism that has like a start date, end date that everybody's going to try to game, right? They're only going to be doing that. They're only going to be getting DEC, hopefully, for what they need. I don't see DEC accumulating in a lot of areas. Actually, the only one that I could actually see it accumulating with is the team, right? If people are buying a ton of stuff and all of a sudden the team's holding a ton of DEC, and then the floor drops out, we go into another prolonged bear market, and the team's holding like, I don't know, ton of DEC. I mean, depending, hopefully Matt's conservative and he's holding, he converts a ton of that to capital and to cash, or other crypto, so that he doesn't have to dump DEC on the market to cover expenses. But, it's either the team or the DAO holding a ton of DEC. And I don't mind the DAO holding DEC, because hopefully we'll make the right decisions and burn it. But I don't know, getting all over the place now. Mystic Force says, hello, heard your new track, top tune. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, hopefully we get some new music coming out soon. And then for that channel, I'm going to let you guys in on a little something, but I'm starting a new project as well. It's going to be something very similar to this, but not gaming focused. It'll be AI focused. And I think I even alluded to it or hinted at it maybe a month or so ago. But I finally recorded the first couple of episodes. It's not going to be on this channel. It's going to be on my music channel, which is going to be, I guess, more than a music channel now. But it'll be short, like bite-sized videos like this, focusing on AI and actually co-hosting a podcast with an AI. So I'm just going to use it as a learning opportunity. I'm going to use it to have cool, fun, interesting conversations. For anybody that's talked to ChatGPT, hopefully you understand what I'm talking about. But yeah, I really like this format. And for me, I use it all the time. So I think it's just fun to be able to have it as a co-host on a podcast. So we'll let you guys know more. Hopefully the first episode should be out sometime very soon. But I'm trying to bank a couple episodes just to get things going. But thank you, Mystic Force. I appreciate the support. All right, My Path to Fire says, Lux Vega is a must-have summoner. Yeah, I still like it. I know that it's going for super cheap, but I still like it. Tales from the Cryptmancer. All right, video idea. Discuss all cards since the release of Chaos Legion that have gone up in price after their release. Oh, that video is going to be like 0. Grim and Mantaroth. Tofu. Oh, I guess. Yeah. I was just being facetious. When does Chaos Legion rotate out? So Chaos Legion is going to rotate out when we get the new core set. And right now, and what I mean by core set, so the next like major set, not mini set. So if you look back in time, in fact, let me give you a visual to help. If you look back in time, you'll see that, so like Chaos Legion is a core or major set, major expansion. Rebellion is a major expansion, right? Untamed is a major expansion. But if you go into each of these, you'll see that there was a mini set associated with many of them. So even going back to like beta, right? There was Essence Orbs, Untamed had Asmari Dice, Chaos Legion had Rift Watchers, and now the discussion for Rebellion is, do we have a mini set or not? And particularly the fact that we have all these promo cards and these promo card sales, I'm thinking many people are leaning towards no. Clay ran a poll recently, and it seemed like it was overwhelmingly no. I'm tending to lean that way too. So the timing, then, to answer your question as directly as I can, is if we look at it this way, right? And I think this is based on a timeline that Matt gave roughly in one of his responses on Discord. If we don't do a mini set, if we do have a mini set, then the next major expansion comes in sometime in the second half of next year, right? Second half of 2025. I was thinking like early second half 2025. So early Q3, like July, right? Is when I was thinking. And that was primarily based on the fact that Matt said he wanted to move to 18-month cycles. So, December 2023 is when Rebellion came out. So, a year and a half of that would be summer of next year, 2025. That would make sense to me. But then now with this mini set and him saying that we're not potentially going to do the mini set, he's saying, what if we were to move it a little bit earlier into the year, maybe sometime in Q2. So that would actually move us into a 15-month cycle. And, the game is still so early. There hasn't been any like major precedent set. I mean, there have been, don't get me wrong. But at this point in time, I don't mind if there's a major expansion that doesn't have a mini set, especially if it doesn't make sense. And especially if people aren't going to buy it at this point in time. So, I'm perfectly fine with them, doing promo cards and expanding out the promo card thing. I'm sure the team is probably discussing this and has other ideas for what they want to do. And us getting this a little bit earlier in the year next year, hopefully sometime in Q2 rather than Q3. All right, let's see. How am I doing on time? We've been online for half an hour already. Gosh, and I feel like I'm still in the first portion of the comments. All right, let's catch up on the chat and then we'll go from there. So it seems legit, says Tails. Very short list though. Hard to recommend that people buy cards that they or their bots will not use regularly. True, short list. Oh, this is where we get to the phones. All right, so my Path of Fire said Alien Invasion, my favorite. Gathering says Civil War and Aliens. All right, I don't know what Project Bluebeam is, but I'm gonna have to look into that. Is that a conspiracy theory stream that we're gonna have to dig into? How the dogs and cats living together is Ghostbusters reference. Gotcha. All right, I think World War III and Aliens. World War III and Aliens. Yeah, the Aliens is a popular one. I'm rooting for a giant meteor. No, dude, I want to play Splinterlands more. We all thought Alien Invasion, then they blindsided us with a pandemic. World War and then Alien Invasion. Wait, is that the narrative? It's like somebody wrote this in a Hollywood thing. We're all fighting against one another. We can't overcome our differences, our hatred, but then we get a common enemy. And that common enemy is green. And it's from Mars or something. World War, then Alien Invasion, then under one world government. Yeah, it sounds like the script to an interesting movie. Yeah, I was joking. All I really meant is that it seems like we're building up to shit hits the fan. Sorry, I guess I said it out loud. Said the quiet part out loud. Moment, and that might prevent an alt bull run. Well, okay, so let's talk about this because I think we're all probably listening or have our finger on the pulse of something similar. This entire year, now I'm not banking on this, right? But I do keep it in the back of my mind. Pretty much this entire year, I've been similar to you, like waiting for something to happen. Now, I don't think it's going to be World War III or Aliens or whatever. I mean, sorry, that was my prediction earlier for now. But I've been more waiting for like an economic meltdown. I thought we saw cracks in the foundation last March, so March 2023. I was following the banking crisis very closely. A lot of folks in the Bitcoin space were very much following that, but you can see what ended up happening, right? They plugged the holes in the back end. It was essentially like a back end stimulus, and that pumped Bitcoin from its lows like 20K up to the 40s, 50s, and of course a lot of that was helped by the ETFs going live in July as well. Sorry, not July, January. So I'm still waiting for that to happen. Again, I don't think it's going to be that anymore because they've closed a lot of the potential. They've sealed up a lot of the cracks in the foundation on the back end that I don't think anything major is going to blow up. But I think we could still get a pretty nasty recession. They're going back and revising the jobs numbers. It's not it's inflation, while it may seem under control, is still an issue, and I think it's gonna be an issue that plagues us the rest of the decade, maybe longer. Um, so I don't know that it's going to be like one major thing. It might just be, sorry, let me put it this way. It might just be that the market crashes, right? The market looks at whatever. Look at like the Japan carry trade, right? They raised it 25 basis points a couple of months ago, and like the world blew up. Markets blew up overnight, and then all of a sudden they plugged that hole too, right? So I don't know how many more like whack-a-moles that they can do. I think at some point something breaks through, and my hope is this: I'm not hoping for like a black swan event, right? It's not that I want that to happen. It's just I have an expectation that at some point you can only like debase the currency so much. You can only create so many loopholes. And at some point, something will happen. Markets go red and they have to step in and intervene. I don't think we get into like a 1930s depression style situation. I'm not that much of a doomer. And the reason is, or at least the reason that I've heard, which I buy, is they couldn't print money back in the 1930s. Like we weren't off the gold standard yet, and they couldn't just like, debase the currency further and in an easier way. So they can do that now, which means they can keep kicking this can down the road. And I think they'll continue kicking the can down the road as long as they can. But at some point they might need to bail someone out, and then the economy turns. And maybe we're in that turn right now, right? Because a lot of people, a lot of the rhetoric or not rhetoric, but just like analysis that I follow is like certain industries have been in a recession, right? Or they've experienced the pullback. And so while the entire economy might not be under a recession, there's definitely certain industries, right? Like commercial real estate being a big one, that have gone through that. And maybe it's just a situation where different sectors end up going through this at different times, but maybe we're through a difficult part of it, and all of a sudden we can start coming out the other side relatively quick. And I still think, so here's my thesis, right? I still think that no matter what happens, 2025 is going to be hopefully a bullish, massive year. I don't think it matters who wins the election, right? Even if there's a black swan between now and the end of the year, or even early 2025, I think they come in just like COVID stimulus back in 2020. They pump the markets, and we see that K-shaped recovery, whatever it is, right? So I'm not too worried about the timing of all of this. We're going to feel the impact. We're going to feel the supply shock of the Bitcoin halving sooner rather than later. I know that there's a lot of claims about, price manipulation because we have paper Bitcoin now, but at the end of the day, Bitcoin is not gold. Anybody can and should take it off of exchanges, right, and hold it self-custody. And at some point, somebody's gonna, the tide's gonna go back, or tide's gonna recede, and we'll see who doesn't have their pants on, right? So yeah, still bullish. Gathering says, of course there are aliens, easily provable. Go into a Walmart at night. All right, saw Matt at HighFest. Good to see Splinterlands representing. Oh, that's awesome. How is HighFest? So I actually watched his not performance, but his presentation this morning. I thought it was really good. It actually provided a bit more conviction for me about staying on Hive. I mean, not that I have a choice, but it's nice hearing him give an answer. Well, not even an answer, but like literally a full-on presentation of like, here's points A, B, C, and D, right? Rather than him kind of having to respond to one-off questions on a town hall or in the town hall chat. All right, so Gathering says, my target is 10 cents for SPS. I only need about 3 cents to break even. Nice. With what I've spent on it, and that 3 cents break even price goes down as I accumulate more. Very cool. Gather Magic, that means you need a 4 to 5x just to break even. Well, that's what happens. See, that's what happens when you DCA over the bear market. Oh, why is this not loading now? My computer might be frozen. Let's see. Okay. Actually, I just need SPS to get over 2 cents. Good luck, man. That's just a 3x. I think we can get there. I hope not too soon. I want to keep accumulating more. Blockchain says, I just hope the team learned the lesson in the last bull market and saved 4 years operating funds from the bull market. I think Matt is much more conservative than Aggie, first and foremost. And secondly, I think the lesson has been learned. And if anything, I would say that he's looking at the situation right now with, a lack of sales and thinking to himself, they've got to find other revenue models. So if they do get an infusion of cash from somewhere, I think Matt's going to be even more conservative than he is now. I'm sure they can just tap the Hive dial again. No worries. Well, let's hope that they don't have to do that. Yo, Aaron Kennedy, it has been a long time. What's going on with you, man? Did you quit the game? Are you just coming to hang out, or are you still playing? Banana says, yeah, very much against mini set. It's clear that players aren't interested in buying right now. I think they need to focus solely on making players want to play, like they said they were. Now, how would you feel about new potential game modes that maybe required a fee? Like, I don't even know. I literally just thought of that right now, right? Because like players don't want to spend money on more assets, but would you spend money to do more things with the assets you already have? You know, and then get, you know, open up another potential reward pool. But again, it would have to make sense. Jobby Saints, hey. Glad I made it live at last. Indeed. Pomp says Zombie Apocalypse seems more fun. Garut is here as well. Cheers. Zombie Apocalypse. I think we're romanticizing too much. I mean, and I know they're not technically zombies, but who's excited for season 2 of The Last of Us? I've never played the game, so please no spoilers. I don't know anything about the games, but I thought the first season was really well done. All right, the Dow needs to drop at least 20k points. Look at all the other crashes. We haven't had a real crash, just mini ones. The only reason why the market is up is pure emotion. Dangerous times indeed. Bolts, what's going on? Stop by to say hello. Well, hello to you. I know that I'm only 3 minutes behind on chat, so let's go. William says Endara Brune to the moon. Let's freaking go. Liberty Guy says the Federal Reserve Bank, which is a private entity, always good to call that out, along with all central banks worldwide, has enslaved everyone into debt over the last 100 years. Let's end the reign of the bankers. Hey man, Bitcoin is freedom money. That's why I'm a Bitcoin maxi. All right, Boom Me says cheaper cards will make buy better. Yeah, I think so. This is why I think we're in hopefully a Goldilocks zone for new players to come in, because there's actually quite a lot of assets for them to scoop up at cheap prices. So when I think back to 2021, a lot of players came to the game, but didn't really get super involved because everything was so expensive. So it's like, let's say at the time, like 50,000 players came to check out the game, but you only had like affordable cards for 1,000 of them. Well, that sucks, right? Because only 1,000 bought in and were kind of invested over the next couple of years, which maybe sucked for them, right? Because everything ended up going down in value. But right now, cards are super cheap. Well, actually, no, I'm not even referring to players. I'm referring to the players who came in and bought Untamed before Untamed sold out, right? So let's use that as a frame of reference here. So they bought Untamed before Untamed sold out. So they were buying Jotun Llama at $15. Okay. So right now they're still doing well because they're up big. But here's the question, right? What and the kind of comparison I'm trying to make here. So you had 1,000 people that could do that last time out of the 50,000 that stopped by. Let's say we get another 50,000 that stopped by, but there are cards enough for 10,000 players. Well, now, not only are those players going to come in, and 10,000 of them can come in and buy and be a part of the ecosystem, but also SPS is here, which means you get more people that want to buy SPS. Now, when you look at those SPS numbers, there's not enough to go around. I mean, it's low right now because all of us are getting it for free. But the moment you introduce it to a new group of people that want it, that demand is going to spike. Now, how much, how deep, how high, I have no idea, right? But all I know is that at some point, speculation will drive, we'll get in the driver's seat, and you'll get a lot of people that'll come in just to try and speculate on the price. 2v2, that'd be a fun game mode. I wonder how that would work. Would you just like decide to go, like, who goes first? I don't even know. New game modes for playing older cards makes sense. That'd be fun. Yo, People's Guild midnight stream. Let's freaking go. Thanks for stopping by. Yo, I was literally in the middle of your interview with, Claiborne. So I need to finish that. But I got interrupted because I wanted to hop on here for a little bit. So, but shout out to you guys, man. Always love the content. Guys, make sure you go check out People's Guild. They have the best conversations in Pretoria. All right, Aaron Kennedy says, I haven't quit, just lost interest, running bot and wild, making brawls, that's about it. Just staying hopeful to make some ROI eventually. Amazing. I'm glad you did that, man. Go out, touch some grass, live life, have a good time, and at least if there is upside to be had, you'll have some exposure to it. PvE mode or bust. That'd be nice. Yeah, new game modes would be great, even with fees. See, and here's the thing, right? Like, I would love if they could create a new game mode, and so here's how I envision it. And I don't know what the game mode looks like yet, so don't quiz me on it. But you create a game mode like Wild format. You charge a season pass, right? Maybe half of that gets burned, but half of it goes to the team. So the team is getting this consistent revenue. And then it's actually a good, like it's something that people want to participate in, right? So it's not like, some other random whatever. It's like actually a game mode that's exciting. People have been asking for, they want to participate in, so they're willing to pay for it. So I think we could actually convince the DAO to be like, hey, can you open up another, million SPS a month or 2 million SPS a month for this? Because look at that. Like if you look at the numbers, we're burning X amount of DEC per month, right? At some point, like this is going to draw new players. We're going to burn a lot more DEC. It's getting people to be engaged with certain types of cards, right? It's bringing you different value. I almost wonder, well, is anybody still playing Splinter Forge? How's that project going? I never got into it, but I know that it was quite popular for a while. Brent says, where's link to Yaba's HiveFest talk? It's HiveFest Day 2. If you just go to YouTube, here, let me see if I can find it for you. And I don't know. It's relatively early on in the day. I don't know the timestamp, but let's see. HiveFest 2024. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Are they done for the day already? Yeah. Okay. Oh. Wait. Why does this say? I think this is it. I don't know, because I just they were still live earlier, so hopefully this is the one. But you can go check that out. Yeah, new game modes, sell services instead of assets. Oh, that'd be cool. All right, so Brandon, let's see. Not enough cards for even 10 max Rebellion decks on the market. Yeah, Rebellion is really interesting, guys. I'm following Rebellion quite closely because I'm just, it's so thin. And there's just not that many cards out in existence. And part of me is like, oh, is this the thing that I go into? Like, is this the time? Like, should I get in now or should I get in soon? Because I just think about modern format next season being quite lucrative if even less people are able to play. Sorry, not next season, but next rotation. Here, after game, how was the hurricane? Dude, thankfully it passed right by us. We had a little bit of rain. That's it. Especially after the last one, I was a little concerned, but this was nothing. It went straight for New Orleans, and I think from what I saw, it wasn't as bad, but I'll have to double check. Hopefully everybody there's all right. Love PG interviews. All right, yeah, I was listening to the Claiborne interview when the stream started, then I paused it. Yeah, all right, well, we'll all get back there, People's Guild, don't worry. Thanks, man, bro. Yeah, I gotta get by your side playing on these streams. Oh, yeah, man, thanks. You saying that I gotta get it playing on the streams? You know what? It's funny. Then I'm gonna get my own streams probably flagged, and then I just have to go through the legal thing because I guess I could get my own thing whitelisted. My music channel is whitelisted, but then I have to whitelist it here. All right, let's see. Is the promo card leaderboard accurate? Only 169 cards have participated. I believe it's accurate. This is very much, in my opinion, people voting with their wallets. Because we're not even halfway to breaking even on this phase of the sale. And 170 sounds about right. But here's the thing. I mean, yeah, we could make the meme and say like, oh, there's only 170 real players. But there are a lot of folks that are not participating in the sale. For example, I have not purchased anything yet. Super yikes. Good stream. I never missed your videos. Thank you, William. I appreciate that. Thanks. Timestamp is 15 minutes in, right up front. We'll check it out right after stream. Okay, amazing. Thank you for getting the timestamp because I do want to go back and check it out. All right. I listened to it already, but I actually want to go and listen to it again because I'm thinking about covering some of the topics for a video. Just because I found it informative for me, right? As somebody who was probably, I was probably part of the people that he was responding to. I mean, I'm here making content being like, why aren't we on another chain? Right? So I just want to, since it helped to alleviate some of my concerns, I think it'd be good for me to internalize that by being able to vocalize it to other people. Our push and shove era, we are now in the sit and wait era. Yeah, that's true. Informal boycott. I don't think there's anything informal about it. I think people are like, nah. They've been saying as much in Discord, all over Discord. So here's the thing. If this is how people are treating the promo card sale, how would they treat a mini set? I don't think this mini set's gonna happen. I think the people have spoken. I think both on the promo cards as well as in that poll. So if you were the team, where do you go from here? Like, what do you focus on for the remainder of this year? If it's not going to be a promo card set, how do you add value? What are the things? Because I don't even know what's on the docket anymore. I don't know what the status of new player experience is. I know that they got the tutorial out, but I don't know if they want to add more to it. Like what percentage it's done. Land is something, maybe. I don't know how easy it is or not to turn on new, what's that called? New resources. But it's like, you can't just turn on the resources. You have to like have something for people to do with them. Like with grain, okay, everybody needs grain because you got to feed your workers. So it's like a weird, like circular kind of economy there, right? Everybody needs grain to feed their workers, and they need their workers to get SPS. So I suppose you could make it so that getting SPS is a little bit more difficult, but I think you would probably just piss off a lot of players in that way. I think their whole thing of wanting to do more with the research makes sense, but how much more coding, how much more, stuff is that going to take? Then you have conflicts coming to an end next month. What else did they talk about? They did mention something about skins in a recent town hall. I don't know what else there is. Land, new player experience, both of which are very nebulous. Let's talk about skins and then marketing. So what's from a development standpoint? What else is coming down the pipeline? They can kick the can down the road until we stop believing. That's true. I think mini-set would happen if there's a proposal because the top SPS holders would vote for it. I think that poll he put out was stake weighted, and so there's a lot of stake weighted SPS that was voting no to it. Tail says because the team only talks to the community once a month, lack of information kills trust and excitement for the project. I agree with this 100%, and I know where Matt's coming from. He's trying to like save up time and energy and resources for his employees. But man, I still maintain that probably one of the deciding factors for me to get involved with Splinterlands versus some other game back in 2021 was the fact that they were doing weekly AMAs. I thought that was awesome, right? That they were just talking with the community, staying engaged. Now, again, that ended up biting them in the ass because they kept coming on and promising, over-promising and under-delivering. But just that weekly touch point, and it doesn't have to be weekly, even bi-weekly or twice a month. Like, I don't know, that to me would be way better than the once a month. So I know they're strapped for resources right now, but I hope that as time goes on, like, here's the thing, it doesn't even need to be a town hall. Like, they started doing the town squares, remember? And I would still tune into that. And here's my pitch. If there's any team members out there, here's my pitch. You do your town hall once a month, every other week, right? So it's like the first Thursday of what's that called? Sorry, the third Thursday is the town hall. The first Thursday, right? So that we're offsetting. Make that a ghost card tournament day, a live ghost card tournament day. I will stream it on the channel. I will stream it on the official Splinterlands channel, and it would be cool to get maybe 1-2 team members on, and I'll have a casual conversation with them. I will do that once a month where we all hang out on the off weeks of the town hall. We get together, we play this game, right? The team can fork up some prizes. It doesn't need to be much, right? Even just like a couple Rebellion. Make it free, right? Everybody can join for free. It's a ghost card tournament. We all have fun while people are playing. They're tuned in. We're all talking. We're checking out battles. I'll chat with whoever, you know, from the team that wants to jump in. Like, I don't know. To me, like, and here's the thing. It doesn't even need to be me, right? Rotate it out. There's a bunch of other fantastic content creators out there. I'm just saying that I'm willing to volunteer. I'll come on and have a good time. And I'm sure, you know, Bjangles would love to go on, or Tails, or, you know, Bulldog, or Dwayne, right? Have it so that this is a way in which you can engage the content creators, you can engage the community, you can have something that's fun and exciting and different while still being a community touch point. It's an official event. It makes people actually play the damn game. So we're not just getting together to talk about, hey, are the prices going up or not? Like in that, you know, like, or tokenomics or whatever, like we're actually playing the game. I don't know. To me, that would make the most sense. I think the team should be doing way more competitive stuff. The prizes don't need to be amazing, right? Like do it and give somebody five, you know, give the winner 5 Rebellion packs and the second place 2 Rebellion packs, right? Everybody gets in for free though. We all have a good time. We get to hear the teammates, you know, the team banter about whatever it is, you know, that they're working on, or even not, right? Talk about the crypto markets, whatever the case is. I just, like, to me, that's an easy touch point. That's an easy win. I don't know who needs to set it up. I don't know who I would need to talk to, but I'm just putting it out there into the world. So, and again, it doesn't need to be me, right? If somebody wants to volunteer and do it, that's fine. It'll be here. So let's go ahead and I'm going to wrap up the comments, and then let me know if you have any other things you want me to cover. So any would-be burn packs get airdropped to potential new players. Tails the same. Oh yeah, see, Tails is volunteering too. Like, it'd be fun to just get on and play the game with the team. You know, like here's the thing, get Joey on, right? Breaking Benjamin. I mean, the guy does like all this lore stuff. Like, it'd be fun to just dive deep into the lore with him. So, I don't know. All right, I bet people claiming airdrop, opening a pack, navigating the market, sell their cards, get 33% retention rate. I mean, you get some retention rate. So, what's up, Rift Summoner? Hello, Tails. Similar concept to TPG Battle Royale, but with team members present. Yeah, I mean, and no disrespect to TPG, but people would tune in if the team members are there, right? Because sometimes they drop in little nuggets of wisdom, or even like the people who love the lore. That's why I'm saying, like, an easy win for people who like the lore is to get Breaking Benjamin on and just talk with them about, like, dude, so like, why did the Chaos Legion do this? Like, why is Mantaroth, what made him this way? Right? We get more nuggets. We get to dig a little bit deeper for all the people who want to nerd out on lore. So I've been out of the loop for a while. Why are we having price increases? Well, I would say, personally for me, I think that the bot farms leaving the game has immensely reduced the sell pressure on SPS. So with them being offline, we have not seen significant sell pressure. In fact, if anything, we've seen buy pressure coming from whales like Brave Tofu, Azurcon, like these guys coming in and like scooping up tons of SPS, even Vuctus, and then the price doesn't go down afterwards. So whatever sell pressure is happening, it's not enough to offset just the regular buy pressure that's kind of going on. So we've reached an interesting new equilibrium. Thanks, Tails. Oh, muted. Yeah, sorry. I know my and thank you, Marketable, or Aaron, for letting me know. I saw the Discord message as well. I think I had something weird going on with my internet for a second because a little notification popped up. Oh my goodness, another name blast from the past. Flaviano Ramos. Hello. Hope you are doing well. Secret Flesh says if SPL needs an influencer in the Philippines, they should get Big Boy Cheng. I don't think I've heard of Big Boy Cheng. I think he'd be the next SPS whale. Oh, okay. So he's not in the game yet, but you think that he could be. Oh, all right. Let's see. Do I win this game? Let's see. Should we watch it or should I just skip it? I think you're saying there's a chance. I think I do have a chance. Not that big, but I have two, what's that called? Taunts, which I think could be beneficial, but actually still, I think I'm in trouble. Because I'm not gonna, I'm not going to, well, actually, this could get interesting. Yeah, oh no, definitely not, because now I'm going super slow. All right, whatever. Totally fine. All right, last comment says, the biggest problem is that it's become a pay to play to plug all the mess they have created. Well, you know what? It's always been pay to play. So I get what you're saying, and I'm not trying to oversimplify, but if I had to oversimplify, I would say it's always been pay to play. It's just that they've added way more fees, to your point. But is what it is. All right, guys, I gotta hop off. This was super fun. I gotta double check with him, but I think Darkest Night wanted to stream today. We're not gonna do Splinterlands. He wants to do another game, but I'm gonna check in with him, see if he's still down for that. So we may do a doubleheader today, but if not, I will see you guys very soon. I want to do, man, I don't think I'm gonna have to figure it out, but I want to do a Ghost Card tournament just because I finally have access to creating those. So I want to do like a Friday night Splinterlands or Saturday night Splinterlands. I have to see if I'm free one of these nights though. So I will let you guys know. Hopefully we'll figure something out. Have an amazing rest of your day. I will catch you all soon. Peace.